What's going on? Welcome back to the MP Podcast. I'm Lincoln.
I'm ABomb.
Today's episode is brought to you by Mango. It's no longer pronounced mango, it's mango. How are you?
I'm good.
We're doing it a little later this week because obviously I got sick on the weekend and our normal podcast day fell on that, and
It's all good.
I wound up.
No COVID though here, boys.
Yeah,
and girls.
Yeah, so Saturday night, Saturday kind of midday, my throat kind of started to hurt, and I was like, that's not great.
No.
And of course, with the state of everything the way it's in, the first thing you think of is, oh my God, did I finally...
I got the delts.
Yeah, so I kind of ignored it and fought it in terms of like, I didn't want to believe that I was getting sick. Because this is the first time I've gotten sick in like 3 years.
Yeah, I know. We were talking about this just briefly earlier when we were out at the studio. And I was about to say, I was like, I can't even remember the last time you were sick.
Yeah.
It's been that long.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. But you're like me, probably. I don't get sick very often either. I get migraines. That's not sickness. But if I get flu, cold, or whatever, it hits me hard. And it's not often, but when it hits me hard.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and this is also the first time that I've gotten sick since I quit smoking.
Okay.
So whereas before I would be sick and then I'd go through like a day of like, not smoking. And then it would just hit this point where it's like, I'm still sick, but I'm like, I really want a cigarette. So I would
Oh God!
start smoking and while I'm sick, and it would just exacerbate the problem.
Oh my God! Yeah, you're giving me PTSD.
Yeah, so
I remember doing that.
Where I'm at right now with like day 4 of like, I woke up this morning, I was like, I actually feel pretty good, and like I can go into the office and like do some work. Day 4 of me being sick, ex-smoking, as well,
Yeah.
I'd be like hacking up a lung and I'd be
God.
dying, and I'd just be like still continuing to smoke and just
man.
so gross. I was telling Christy yesterday, it just makes me so happy that I quit smoking, and it makes getting healthy, like when you do get sick, that much easier.
Totally.
I see that now. Krista is so annoying though when I get sick. She's so obnoxious when I get sick. She's like wearing a mask around the house. She's like, we're sleeping in separate bedrooms.
Okay.
She's like, every time I come down the stairs, she's like covering her face, and she's like, are you coming down to infect me? She's
like you have the plague.
She's like spraying me in the face with Lysol. It's awful. That last part's probably not true, but the rest of it's true.
That's pretty funny. You're like, I just want to kiss you.
Yeah.
I just want to love you.
I was like, I feel very unloved right now. And she's like, great, I don't care.
Go upstairs.
I really don't care.
You're in my air.
She's like, you're going to infect me. You're here to infect me?
Pippa was coughing. Like, do you see what you're doing?
Mm-hmm. So Saturday was the night that my throat started to hurt. And then Sunday, because I had booked a drive-through COVID test the Sunday morning. And so I woke up that morning to go and do that. And she had texted me. She was like, hey, my throat kind of hurt too. So I booked myself a COVID test at the same time as you. So we just went and did it together.
Okay.
Super easy. Because up to that point, like I hadn't had to do, like we haven't had to do that. We've pretty much stayed home and avoided people and, avoided getting sick.
Yeah.
So it was like a super simple I see you got notes on your little. I see your little sticky note.
Don't look.
I can't read it from here.
Don't pee.
I can't read your doctor's scratch from
I'm just
here.
joking.
But it was a super simple process, and I'm glad.
Did they like wham bang both of you out of the windows? Like you didn't even have to get out of the car?
It was one lady. We sat in the car, so you drive into it's probably like a bottle depot. It used to be a bottle depot, so you drive in. And they've got you like lined up or whatever, and then one person comes to the vehicle. She's like, "Hi, my name's blah blah blah. I'm going to be doing your test today or whatever." And we're like, "Cool." And then so she verifies your healthcare card, your ID, and then she goes. They also had music blaring in there too.
Weird.
Yeah, it was weird. So at certain points, she's wearing like full on PPE,
right?
Mask, shield. everything, so you can barely hear her underneath all the PPE, and then on top of that,
there's
they
a
have
concert in the background.
Yeah, and
she's like, Def Leppard's here,
and I'm saying
like,
to Krista,
what?
I was like, I guess the music helps the anxiety part of this. Like, I don't know, like
So
it just
weird.
seems super
She's
weird.
Like, are you gonna stay for Aerosmith?
Yeah,
Like,
no,
what?
but it was like top 40, like
Like
90,
Katy Perry
90,
stuff?
yeah, like
Weird.
just blaring, and I'm
Like,
like,
are the roofers working?
and I was like, that's gotta help. Like,
it's weird.
Past the
Yeah, but
day.
it's weird when stuff like that happens.
Oh, yeah.
When music's playing, when it's like not right, you're like, this seems weird.
Oh, it's super weird.
Yeah,
So it was super
That's
quick. And so she asked you, she's like, do you want a nose or throat swab? And both of us had opted for throat. And because I'm like, I don't really want
I
anything
wouldn't do the
jammed
nose
up on my
either.
nose.
Yeah, no, because it goes like, yeah, no.
So the lady so she like comes and does it. And she like puts the swab in my throat, and I'm just like, oh
Yeah.
And she's like just wiggling it around, and I'm
Oh.
like gagging because I'm like, obviously something's being shoved in my throat.
Yeah.
And then when we're done, she like pulls it out and she's sticking it in the thing. She's like, yeah, next time do a nose swab. And I was like,
Why the difference?
I'm
throat.
like, honestly, I'm not going to be any better with the. I'm going to be like, like with the
Yeah.
nose. So
Weird. You're like, bitch, there isn't going to be a next time.
literally.
Just kidding.
So she said 24 to 48 hours.
Yeah, which
for
is surprising
results.
for me, though.
But we got them back that night.
Oh.
Yeah, like I got the text that night that
Okay.
was like, you're negative.
Oh, yeah,
all
right.
good.
We were
And I was
texting.
like, perfect.
Right.
So yeah,
Even that, though, when you said 48 hours, I was like, damn,
I know.
that seems long. But anyways,
Well,
it was quick, so that's good.
But when she said that, I was like, okay. So I instantly like started messaging
yeah, you're
people
like,
to be like,
"Guys,
hey
work."
guys, like I have to push pod. I have to like.
yeah.
It's kind of frustrating because it's like, you know, when I have work that I want to get done, and all these things that I need to do. I'm a very, I don't know, I don't look at myself as a highly motivated person, but like people tell me, they're like, Jesus, like where does this like work drive come from?
Oh, you're very
me.
highly motivated.
Yeah, and see, I
Definitely.
don't view I the way I view myself is I view myself as like a slightly
You're
motivated.
very hardworking.
Well-
You've always been very hard at every job that I've ever worked with you at.
The funny thing is that I don't view myself that way.
That's fine.
I always view myself as like I could be working harder.
That's fair. I don't think that's a bad thing.
No.
I think there's some people that take like they're like, I work so hard and la la la.
Yeah.
You're never like that. You just work and do it and do it and do it and don't bitch and moan and
I mean, I gotta say, my job now is amazing.
oh yeah, for sure, definitely.
Like-
but like I would definitely say that your work ethic is high, definitely.
So it frustrates me when something interrupts that.
Totally.
And that's probably part of like that could be like the ADHD thing too, like where, because I'm learning more about myself and my ADHD and whatnot, and that could be part of it too, where
Totally.
I'm frustrating myself because a lot of the deadlines and like most of the I'd say deadlines and like work that I have to get done and how busy I am is I've created all of it for myself. There's not really somebody on the other end going like,
No,
hey.
but a lot of the components of this job specifically when it comes to like creating content ends up being on your plate.
Yeah.
I do a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. You do all of the editing, video cutting, coloring, sound, everything. You
Yeah.
do all of that, which but if you go down, that's what ends up like the content gets stuck.
Yeah, that's why we're doing this on a Wednesday
right.
instead of a Monday. Anyway, I don't want to talk about being
Yeah, it's
sick
all
the
good.
whole
It's all
time.
good.
But yeah, it was just the first time I'd been sick in, I'd say probably about 3 years, and not fun.
Drink that OJ.
10 out of 10 would not recommend.
No, not at all.
I have one thing
Yeah,
that I
yeah,
want to
yeah.
talk to you. I might save it because I know you got a few things you want to talk about.
oh yeah, it's all good.
But I do have one thing that
okay.
So I'll let you.
Well, I was going to start off with hockey because
Okay.
we like hockey.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about hockey all podcast.
No.
But just curious if you saw in your last couple days off at home, if you saw the New Jersey Devils third jersey.
My God. Yeah, I
Okay.
saw it. Apparently Martin Brodeur.
Designed it.
Yeah, had a hand in design.
Yeah.
That is probably one of the worst
Yeah.
jerseys I've ever seen
Yeah.
in my life.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so bad.
It's sad too when you hear a hockey guy like Brodeur, who had a hand in designing that. He's a hockey guy.
You know what would have made that jersey 1,000% better?
Can you pull it up just so we can see it?
Yeah.
I just want to see how bad it is. They were saying that the number of stripes represent the number of blah, 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 blah. There's all these like hidden little eggs and stuff in it. It's like... Also, this is their first third jersey ever.
What?
They've never had a third jersey.
Oh, yeah, look at that. The Hall of Fame goaltender Martin Brodeur designs Devils' first alternate jersey.
Yeah.
Bad.
Hey, that jersey looks like a Hard Rock Cafe ripoff restaurant. That font is so bad. Jersey.
Yeah. You know what would have made this jersey so much better and they would have avoided all the ridicule is if they had just added the word new. Seriously.
Yeah.
You put a little because it says jersey.
There's almost a spot
if you had
for
put
it.
like a little brand, like just new on top of that.
Yeah.
So it says New Jersey instead of just Jersey.
Like, what am I in New York? That's what they call it. They're like, oh, you're from Jersey? If you're in New York.
To me, it looks like it's just like a kid's coloring book where it's like Jersey.
Yeah.
This is a Jersey.
Yeah.
And then I saw somebody's like tweet or comment or something was like, next they're just gonna have to put pants on the pants. and then like
skates on the skates.
Pads. Stick. Ow, I just got a massive sliver on the table.
Table's angry.
Table's angry at me. Yeah, like just hilarious how bad
I
this
saw
is.
it. I just had to talk to you about it because I was like, oh man, we got to talk about
bad.
that. So
bad.
Bad.
If anyone out there at all thought the Kraken jersey was bad,
Oh man.
this completely negates any negativity people had. I bought a Kraken jersey. I don't have it.
Damn.
I don't have it yet, but I bought a Giordano Kraken jersey.
All right.
And I want to wear it to the Dome
Oh wow.
as like a
as a FU.
Yeah.
Wow.
because I think it's funny. I want to go.
I
to
don't
a
have your
Kraken.
back. I won't have your back. I'm just kidding.
I don't care. I want to wear my Kraken jersey to the Dome to a Kraken game. As like
That's so
Gio
bad.
abandoned all of you.
Oh man.
Anyway, let's move on from
That's
hockey.
funny.
Otherwise, I will talk about hockey the entire podcast. Have you seen these? Well, I know you've seen actually. Instagram has a new feature. Okay, they have that new photo feature in the stories where you can add your own.
yeah.
So that's been kind
first
of
photo on your phone, first video on your phone, first blah 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 blah.
well, and then there was the one that
there was like first
spread
picture of your
not even first picture. There was the one that spread around that was like post a photo of your dog.
Oh, and we'll plant a tree. That one.
That
Yeah,
one
yeah,
that like
yeah.
somebody anonymously posted.
They're
And
like,
they
how
caught
many
like
trees are these
4.
motherfuckers planted?
Well, and then people were posting about like how do you hold them accountable because they
who's planting these trees?
Yeah. It was super weird. Anyway,
Which is fair.
you talk about the post the first photo on your phone one.
Yeah.
Which you did.
Yeah. 2009.
I laughed so
Really?
hard
Oh, man.
at that photo.
Oh, really?
Let me set this up for you.
That's
I'm gonna
awesome.
post.
Yeah, you
He's
can
gonna
post
send
it.
me the photo, and
Yeah,
I'm gonna put it in the
yeah.
podcast. But let me paint a picture for you. It's Adam from 2009, so 12 years ago. He looks younger. He has no beard. I'm assuming you have like an industrial piercing on your.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I had the. Oh yeah.
Which is another thing I want to talk about.
Yeah.
And he's got Bells Palsy.
Yeah.
So he's going like this in the photo, and I'm like, I don't want to. I felt so bad for laughing, but at the same time,
you
just like it
oh,
looks
man,
like
you
you're
have no
just
idea.
making a face into the camera, and it's so funny.
You have no idea.
So you had Bells Palsy?
How hard my friends laughed at me.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
And I would do this.
Yeah.
And my face would be so different.
You looked like Two-Face.
Oh, 100%.
You
yeah,
looked
yeah.
like
It
Two-Face.
was literally half of my face. I don't know if anybody out there has had Bell's palsy, but it's literally like it's, from what I can understand, it's like an infection of a nerve in your face. And they don't know where it comes from or how it happens. And so I went to bed, woke up like that.
Oh, boy.
And so strokes run in my family.
Oh, no.
I've had 4 relatives in my family on my mom's side that have died of stroke. It's very common in my family. I immediately woke up and thought I had a stroke. Because it was like half of my face was completely polarized. I couldn't move half of my face.
Yeah.
The other half of my face, totally fine. But I couldn't move. So I go to the doctor and I'm like, I think I had a stroke. And he's like doing his tests. And he's like, no, he's like, you have Bell's Palsy. And I was like, I thought at first when he said it, because I've never heard of it before, I thought I had a disease. I thought he was like, no, you just have MS, or like you have like
cerebral palsy.
Yeah, you have cerebral palsy. Like, don't worry about it. And I was like, I'm at the family doctor. Like, how does he know this? But no, he's like, you have Bell's Palsy. It's like an infection of the nerve. He's like, but this is the thing. How long does it take to go away?
Oh, no.
It's different for everybody.
Oh no.
How long does it take? How long does it go away? Sometimes it doesn't go away.
Right.
And I was like, huh? And he's like, do you know Jean Chrétien? That's Bell's Palsy when it doesn't go away.
Oh.
How he was like, but it was always out of the side of his mouth that he would talk like, rah, rah, rah. That's because he had Bell's Palsy in the side of his face and it never went away.
That makes a lot of
Are
sense.
you fucking telling me that this is never going to go away? But it went away.
How long?
So it took probably like, as much as I can remember, I think almost a month.
Oh, that's
It's a long
that's
time.
That's a really long time, but
'Cause
that's actually
every day-
way better than I thought it.
Every day you're like, is it gone? Is it going to go? Is it gone? Is it gone yet?
I thought you were going to tell me like, oh, it took like 6 months to get rid of.
No, it was about a month. It was crazy.
Well, I don't mean to laugh at you.
No, laugh at me. Everybody
stupid
laughed
face,
at me.
but-
Oh man, I was doing the side by sides and like,
What month was that in? Because it
I
would have
don't
been
even know.
amazing if it had happened in October.
Yeah,
and you
right.
could have painted half your face red
I
and just
feel
been
like it
like,
was like winter.
ah.
Yeah, it was scary, scary
Oh,
moment.
yeah.
But funny.
I don't mean to make light of
No,
it.
no,
but
no.
yeah.
It's funny, and that's funny because I just got my phone. I think in 2009 it was like an iPhone 3.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was like the first photo on my iPhone 3. And then I've just kept the same like album going. I was telling you I want to get a computer so I can dump some photos. That's why. So anyways, yeah. But yeah, I had piercings. I had my ears pierced. I had my upper ear pierced. I had my eyebrow pierced. And I had my tongue pierced.
Okay.
Back in the day.
The industrial, like the upper ear.
Yeah.
I don't mind that. You had your tongue pierced?
I had my tongue pierced.
That's dope.
I got that in high school.
Yeah, that makes sense.
In 1995.
How long did you have it for?
I had it for maybe 4 years.
Oh, okay.
Not very long. During my rave days.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's the eyebrow piercing that gets me. Oh my God. I hate the eyebrow piercing more than any other piercing.
Yeah.
I think it's so, and I'm sorry to anybody
no.
out there that has an eyebrow piercing. I just think it's really trashy.
Yeah.
And I mean,
You're not wrong.
I've had multiple piercings myself.
Yeah.
I had my ears stretched at one point. Never had my eyebrow done. Had my belly button. No, I'm just kidding. But I remember I got my lip pierced.
Oh, okay.
When I was in high school. I'll never forget this. Got my lip pierced and I want to say that it was my lip piercing, but it also could have been my first tattoo, which was I got the
nautical stars.
I got 2 nautical stars. This one's gone because it's covered up, but I got 2 nautical stars. I think it was the lip piercing. Me and my friends were hanging out in the basement of my house, right, like the day I got it done or whatever. And
I was like, are you telling me you did it in your friend's
No.
house?
I had it professionally done.
Okay, good.
But we were hanging out after I had gotten it done, and we were just hanging out or whatever. And my dad comes downstairs because my mom must have told him or something, or like he
was it like a straight on?
No.
Or a side?
It was on the side.
Okay,
yeah, it was on the side. And the ring that they put in there to help set it or whatever is like this huge rings, and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I really liked the small rings, but they were like, you have to do the big ring first.
You have to wait for it to heal, and then you can change it. Yeah.
I was just like, I wasn't super stoked on it. But anyway, we were just kind of hanging out or whatever, and my dad just like storms all the way downstairs, and I'm sitting on the couch, and so the hallway's off to my left, and he just storms into the living room in the basement, and I look up, and he just like looks at me, goes, oh, fuck, and storms away. I'm like, I will never forget that.
Such
and I still laugh so hard about that because I was like, what was probably going through his head was just like, you are doing everything in your power. Because he just, I mean, you know, for your kid, and especially because he's my stepdad too. Like he's, I'm technically not his kid, but I'm his fucking kid.
100%.
When you're, you know, he wants nothing but the best for me. He wants me to like grow up and like get a good job and like do well and succeed in life, so I'm not fucking homeless.
Yeah.
And when I, you know, did shit like that, it just like he was probably like, yeah, it probably pissed him off, but it probably disappointed him more because he's probably just like, kid, you're doing everything in your power to just like screw up your life and like prevent yourself from getting a good job.
Yeah, but that's the fun.
Oh, I know.
When you're a kid, you're like, yeah. And you don't like it, and yeah. I remember like when I got my tongue pierced, I was hiding it from my mom. So I was like, in 1995, I was 15, 16, and I remember I got my tongue pierced, trying to hide it from my mom. I couldn't. My tongue was swollen for 3 days. I couldn't eat. I had to like fake eat. And then finally,
you're like eating soup and
just pouring it down my lap.
Yeah, you're like turning the spoon as you bring it to your
water like this, like over the shoulder. No, I basically just hid. Like I hid for 3 days.
Oh, I believe it.
And then she saw it one day. She's like, "What's in your mouth?" And I was like, "Oh man, that's when your heart drops. It's like when they call you out."
Yeah.
And you're like, and she's like, "Open your mouth," and I did. And she was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, I'm stupid.
And then the credits for like Curb Your Enthusiasm played.
No, it was more like CSI when she takes the sunglasses. Wow. I was like, I'm going to die. But my mom was good, though. Like, she would be disappointed in the moment. But because my mom was such a party animal, my mom was a party animal. That anything I did was like not even close to comparison to anything that she did. So I think in the moment she was disappointed, but then after thinking
because
about
you were following in her footsteps?
Well, kind of, that I was like not being a good kid. Like she wasn't a good kid.
Right.
But I was always a good kid. I might have not have done the things that she wanted me to do, but I was always responsible-ish. And, you know, but she was good about it. She never like really held it against me. I got tattooed. She hated it. And then we went to, I remember my first tattoo. She was like, "Are you fucking serious?" It was a sun. I got a sun with eyes. Really cheap at a tattoo studio, and then we had a family reunion that summer, and we're at the family reunion. She's like, "Take your shirt, show everyone your tattoo," and I was like, "Where was this person 4 months ago when I got this? Now you want me to parade around and show everyone my tattoo? Like, mom, come on, you know?" So, anyways,
it's just funny how I think my dad. Well, I do actually remember like I got my first couple tattoos. And I remember, you know, after probably like my third tattoo, my dad was like, "Well, was that
like that's done? Par for the course now."
He's like, "You done? Like, is that it?" Like you, and
they just get like, used to it.
No, man. Like, like now he doesn't. He really doesn't care now.
No,
he's just like, it's not even a question of like he doesn't even ask me like, "Oh, you got?" Well, maybe at one point he would have been like, "Got any new tattoos or whatever?" Like. You know, just kind of like trying to like, and I think it's probably kind of him trying to meet me on my level, just
for sure.
To kind of be like, because he probably understands it a little bit better.
Well, he knows like, it's not who you are,
and he knows,
and it doesn't change who you are.
Well, and he knows it's not detrimental to like my future.
100%. Yeah, he knows you're doing good without him.
Yeah, because he know like just because he grew up in or like worked in corporate oil and all that stuff like doesn't mean that because like corporate. Especially corporate Alberta, like that kind of stuff was pretty frowned upon for a long time.
100%. Very
totally different.
Very conservative.
Totally different now.
Yeah.
You have like young executives that are like, they're wearing like suit and tie, but underneath that, they're like full on, like some of them are like full bodysuit tattoos.
It's like the Yakuza style where they have their hands, neck, head clean, but everything under the clothes is completely painted. Pretty crazy.
I know a few people like that.
Oh, actually. Yeah, me too. When I worked at the tattoo shop, there was a cop that used to come in that was getting tattooed by my buddy Jimbo, and he was a full like 6'3", like probably 250-pound like muscle cop. And him from like here, he had a full bodysuit. But when he had his clothes on, when he came in, you wouldn't even think he was tattooed, like at all. But he had a full like Japanese bodysuit. I was sick. It was so rad.
That's rad.
Yeah, it was super cool.
Going back to the mom angry stuff thing. Or like the show him your tattoos thing. One thing that like as a kid, so like when I got caught smoking pot when I was like 13 or whatever, I got grounded for like 6 months or
Yeah.
more. Like it was a lot. Like they were so pissed, and it was just like it was like world ending. I'm also the first kid, right?
Yeah.
I'm the oldest.
Yeah.
So
You're
then
setting the bar.
Yeah. So cut to like many years later.
Yeah.
And I remember my mom one day. I can't remember if I was there or if she had messaged me to be like, "Hey, can you talk to your brother?" And I was like, what do you want me to talk to him about? Well, I just think that he's kind of like, I think he's smoking pot, and I just kind of want you to like talk to him, maybe like, like veer him on the right path, and maybe try to get him to stop, and like blah blah blah. And I was like, first of all, are you fucking kidding me? Second of all, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, wow. So wow, how the turntables, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because honestly, like I got super grounded, and then when it comes to him, it was just like,
well, also they're like, can you parent him?
Yeah.
And you're like, that's your job.
Flat out told my mom, I was like,
you parent him.
I flat out told my mom, I said, I don't think you want me to talk to him because I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't disagree with smoking weed, and I don't smoke weed myself, but like I don't disagree with it, and I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. So I was like, what am I going to tell? I'm not going to lie to the kid. I'm not going to say,
also,
hey.
You're like, you're alternative at the time. You're pierced. You're tattooed. You're going to shows. Like, you're in that alternative lifestyle of, like, partying and being kind of like a metal kid.
Well, yeah.
Well, I would say at least a scene kid going to shows and stuff. And then
I'm
who
in my
are you to talk
mid-20s.
to your brother and be like, hey, man.
I'm in my early 20s
Like,
at that
I
point.
just don't think that this
Hey,
is, like...
man.
He's going to be like, cool. Like, who are you? And stop going to shows then.
I know that he's always looked up to me, and it's just like...
Sure.
Basically what I would have imparted to him, and I probably did talk to him at some point, but it was just
like, be careful.
Exactly what I imparted to him was just like, don't fuck your life up.
Yeah, just be careful.
Sure, smoke pot, whatever, have fun. Don't fuck your life up.
Yeah.
Don't, because it's not worth it.
No, 100%. No.
So that just kind of like, that just reminded me of that, where it was just kind of those little frustrating moments of being the eldest kid and like the...
I was always the eldest because I was always alone. Until my brother got here when I was 21.
Oh, my God.
It's like, I've been asking for a sibling for 15 years, and now you do it?
Yeah, see, thankfully, I was 9 years old when when my little brother was born, so I already had 2 other siblings.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, like, yeah, there's 9 years between us.
Right.
No, 7 years between us.
Right.
Because I think he was born in 95. I don't know. Who cares? So let's move on. We won a cookie challenge.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
We did. Oh, okay. Yeah. That was awesome. Can I tell you that I was thinking about that yesterday?
Yeah.
Because I was looking at Chunked. We did it with Chunked in Calgary here, and I was just looking at their.
They have the best cookies.
They do
in
really.
The city, by the way.
They do. They have the best cookie that I've ever eaten in my life. Actually. Sorry, Mom. But yeah, I was thinking about that yesterday, looking through their social media, looking at their cookies, and I was like, damn, we made a cookie. And it's funny because we've previously talked about how we wanted to partner with them in some way to make a cookie, because it would be just, we have a really good idea outside.
Which I still want to do that.
Outside of what we did. But we got, so we went. Are we going to talk about it a little bit?
We can talk about it a little bit.
Like, we went to a special event where we were invited by them, and
which I haven't. I mean, I was sick, so I didn't really I didn't sit down on my phone to build the reel.
No, me neither.
Which I still have to do for them, but we went.
Well, we just got invited to a special kind of like I would say an event where they had people like influencers and stuff, and like we've worked with them in the past, so they invited us to come down. We weren't sure what it was about, to be honest. We thought maybe we were going to test their holiday cookies. So they have a holiday batch of cookies that are coming out for the holiday times at the end of November, all kind of Christmas themed flavors and stuff. So we thought we were just going to go and taste the cookies and meet people, and it would be like a social event or whatever. But they actually had us pair up, and they had 3 regular cookie dough balls in the back. They had all these ingredients set up, and they were like, okay, we want you guys to make a cookie, like a cookie recipe, basically. And I guess they've had 2 of these events previously, so they've had 2 previous winners. And so we were all
So everybody there makes a cookie, and then you all test the cookies, and then vote on a winner.
Yeah. But we're allowed to put whatever ingredients we wanted in them.
And it's kind of like Pandora's kitchen of like whatever they had in there. Like they
had everything.
Yeah, it was pretty
like everything that they have and use, and things that they don't even use out.
Yeah.
In recipes, anyway. So I look at Lincoln. I remember when we looked at each other, and I was like, potato chips. I was like, we have to get the potato chips. And then one of the girls on the side was like, can one of you please make one with potato chips? And I was like, oh, why did she have to say it? Because I was like, I was already
she said
on
that
it.
a previous team had used potato chips and that it was good.
I thought she said the opposite. She was like, we really want someone to
She said that somebody in a previous night had made one with potato chips and that it was actually really good.
Oh, maybe that's what it was.
That's what she had said. And then you looked at me and you were like, oh.
Why'd you have to say it?
Yeah. And so it was like, all right, well, hopefully, just because they've already, like, potato chips have already been used, like, hopefully ours winds up being okay. But to run them through everything we put in the cookie.
So, first of all, we worked really well together on this, like, collectively, I feel. And we were also the first ones done. So, we did potato chips, pretzels, toffee, I say toffee, dulce de leche, and Kit Kat.
Yep.
And then we had a caramel drizzle on top.
Oh yeah, that's right. Caramel drizzle. And then so
we squished up the chips and the pretzels in the cookie dough.
Yep.
Then we hollowed it out in the middle and we put dulce de leche in the middle.
Yep.
We put some chips, like some not crushed up chips. We put a Kit Kat and we put a pretzel and then we closed it on top.
There was no pretzel in the middle.
Oh no, it was just Kit Kat?
It was Kit Kat and dulce de leche. That was it.
No, there was chips in there. I put like one
did you?
chip. Yeah,
okay.
one chip in the bottom. Just like
this thing had a lot of chips in it apparently.
Yeah.
And then you put crushed up chips on the outside.
Yeah, so we crushed chips and then we rolled the dough in the crushed chips, put a toffee in the top.
Dulce de leche on top of that. And then another Kit Kat on top of that.
Yeah, because they were like, it looks like a boob.
It was going to look like a boob when it was done. Yeah. And
she was like, the toffee in the round ball, it just kind of looks like a boob. We were like, okay.
Yeah.
That could hinder us winning.
Yeah.
So we put a Kit Kat on top of the toffee so it didn't look like a boob. And then we were done first.
Yeah, we finished our cookie in 5 minutes.
We were done so fast. Like the way that we ripped it out.
Yeah.
And then he ends up helping the team beside us.
Well, this girl,
the girl
by herself. Pardon me. This girl was by herself, and she was trying to make green dough by putting like dye into her dough, and it just wasn't like she wasn't able to work the dye into her dough at all. And she was like, "These are terrible." And so I was like, "Do you want some help?" And she was like, "Please." And so I just grabbed it and I made her dough.
You made her dough for all three of them.
Yeah, I made all three of them.
Look at these mitts.
Uniform, uniform green, and then so she made like matcha.
She made like a Grinch one, which was your idea actually. Yeah, you're like, you should make a Grinch cookie. And she's like, okay.
I'm not taking any credit for it.
No. She did it all. She did it all herself.
Yeah. But there was some really good cookies.
Oh my god! Yes.
There were some really good cookies that people made. I have to say though, our cookie when I bit into it, unbelievable.
Yeah, it was really good. But we're biased. But
I super
agree.
biased. But
it was good.
I did not expect to win, and then so everybody wrote down their favorite on a piece
and you
of paper.
couldn't vote for your own.
We all in the room decided that we're not voting for our own, and so she's like pulling out, and it was like, oh, so I named the cookie.
Oh, right. I forgot.
Dulce de la Teto. And Annie,
it just rolls off the tongue.
It's so good.
Dulce de la Teto.
Dulce de la Teto. And I love it. I love that name so much. And Annie, the owner of Chunk, she just like at one point she's like, we might have to change the name because she couldn't say it. And I was like, we're not changing the name because the name's so good.
You held your ground.
But anyway, so they all voted for it. We win. We're like,
dude, I was flabbergasted.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
She was reading them out, and it was like 1, 2, and we had ended up getting like 5 or 6 votes. 5, yeah. It was just crazy. And then I looked at you, and I was like, we won? So what do we win now?
Well, I got coffee in my eye.
Oh God.
It like splashed up into my eye. Is it all good?
Yeah, you're
okay,
good.
Cool.
So
now it's my understanding that they're going to take our cookie recipe, they're going to make it, and then they're going to pit it against one of the previous night's winners or both of the previous night's winners, and then all of the proceeds from the purchase of those cookies is going to go to what is going on with my eye.
Should we take a break?
No.
Okay.
The proceeds from the purchase of those cookies is going to go to the children's hospital, I believe. Is that what she said?
Yeah.
Children's hospital. So it's actually going to be for a good cause. So we're going to be, whenever, I haven't talked to Annie about it since, but I know I think we're going there on Friday.
Yeah, we're going there in a couple of days, yeah.
So, and I think that's probably why she hasn't reached out, because she's like, these guys are going to be, she's like, day one, and then they're literally going to be here on Friday.
Yeah.
So I think we're probably going to find out more about that on Friday, and then we're just going to be like pushing that so much on social media. So that means if you live in the Calgary area, like surrounding area, if you're anywhere near Calgary, when these cookies go live, you have to go to Chunked,
please,
and buy our cookie to A, help us win, but B, it's for the kids.
It's for the kids.
It's for the kids.
Yo, it's for the kids.
It's for the kids.
You gotta do it for the kids.
Christmas time, hey, you gotta do it for the kids.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Gabagool. All right, that's the cookie thing.
I used to call Lou my gabagool.
Gabagool.
You're my gabagool.
Oh my god!
I love saying that word.
Gabagool is
gabagool
awesome.
is such a good word to say. Sorry, that was just a side note.
No. It is great. Somebody said gabagool in like a TV show the other day, and that Krista was watching, and I didn't hear it, but somebody said gabagool, and she like, I came down the stairs where she was like, somebody on the TV show said your word. And I was like, what? I was like, what word? And she was like, gabagool. Like, somebody said gabagool. And I was like,
it's such a good word. I wanted to talk to you about, did you see Shang-Chi?
Oh, I did finally watch Shang-Chi.
Okay.
Great movie.
Okay.
I loved it. I thought it was great.
I love that movie.
Yep.
I honestly love that movie.
It is Marvel's Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's kind of like a Black Panther-esque in the fact that it's a majority of an Asian cast, Asian leads, and then the story is very Asian. I'm not saying it's like Black Panther in that aspect.
No. I understand.
Groundbreaking.
Well, it's a good origin story.
Yeah.
For that
and
character.
it's also kind of a kung fu movie.
Yep.
And I found the fight scenes to be really well done. Like really well done fight scenes, and some of the camera shots of like them fighting with the lit background and the shadow, and like some of the shots I thought were really cool.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know, and then the end of the movie, like I don't want to give it away, but like come on, the creature that he rides, like it's so cool.
The dragon,
and the
looks so
food
rad.
dogs that they have rolling around, like I love that movie. I loved it.
Yeah, I thought it
caught me off guard.
With how good it was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. Never knew the story of the 10 Rings. I never even remember seeing that comic book as a kid. I never even knew that was like a thing.
Yeah.
So it was completely new for me.
Well, and I love the callback to the Mandarin.
Yeah.
I thought that was I was not expecting that.
No.
I thought that was great. Also, I was super happy because I kept beating myself up about hearing how good it was and not going to the theater to see it because I was so busy.
Oh yeah.
I was just like, I'm not going to go see this movie, and like
it's all good.
And then 3 days before it wound up on Disney Plus, I was like, okay, I have to go see Shang-Chi, and then something else came up where I was like, I'm too busy, whatever, blah blah blah. And then 3 days goes by, Disney Plus Day happens, and they're like, here. Surprise, here's Shang-Chi on Disney Plus. And I was like, I don't have to go to the theater to watch it. So I sat at home and watched it, and
that's good. I'm glad you did.
Awkwafina.
Yeah.
I love Awkwafina. I think she's great.
Yeah.
I think because I love her in everything that she's been in. I love her in Crazy Rich Asians. She's just
Never
like
seen it.
I should see it.
It's a great. I remember her from the trailer of that movie. I remember her distinctly.
She plays like a really she plays like an even more.
Is that her real name? It can't be.
Well,
it's just very much a stage name.
It's probably
gotta be.
But it's Awkwafina. It's like spelled weird. It's
it sounds almost like a drag queen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like how they have like
but it's
on names.
Yeah. But I liked her more in this movie because I thought she was a lot more.
The comedic part was really well done on her behalf.
Really well done.
Yeah,
like
really.
She wasn't kind of like she wasn't over the top. She was just like perfect.
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did watch Shang-Chi.
Glad.
Yesterday, that movie. Okay, so what is it? Red Notice.
Right.
You had asked me if I'd seen Red Notice.
I haven't seen it yet.
No, but did you ask me if I'd seen it?
I don't think so.
Jared texted me yesterday and was like, "Have you seen it?" And Basically, he asked me what I thought of Gal Gadot's acting. That's what he asked me.
That's a very specific question.
But I knew exactly why he was asking.
Okay.
Because I knew in my head, I was like, he's asking me because he's watching Red Notice.
Okay.
The last thing I watched her in was Wonder Woman 84.
Yeah.
Terrible movie.
Yeah.
She's like one of the worst parts about it because she's just really... I'm not saying she's a bad person, but like she's a terrible actress. She's very wooden. She didn't look like she wanted to be there in Wonder Woman 84. And then, so I said exactly that to Jared, and he was like, I completely agree. And he was like, because I'm watching Red Notice right now, and I was like, I know exactly why you're asking.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, she's pretty much doing the same thing in this movie. And I was like, great. I'm also so sick of The Rock.
Yeah.
That completely, I'm just like, that alone, the fact that The Rock's in that movie, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
You add Gal Gadot, great. Yep, definitely don't want to watch it. And then you tack Ryan Reynolds on top of that. I love Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
But right now, he's doing way too much. And he's the same in every movie.
Nailed it.
So it's like, okay,
are you Deadpool in this movie too?
But The Rock is the same in every movie too. So it's like, I really don't need to see Red Notice to have already seen that movie.
Yep.
So I wake up to a text from Jared this morning. Yeah, that movie was completely forgettable except for like maybe one or two really good, funny one-liners from Ryan Reynolds. And I was like, cool, send me the one-liners.
Yeah.
That's all I need from that movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. Last night I was looking on the top 10. When that movie came out, it was number 1, Red Notice. Mm-hmm. I don't know how many, like a week ago. Mm-hmm. Not even on the top 10 now.
No.
It came out. Everyone was like, oh, yeah. And then they told their friends.
It was the most watched movie for like a week.
Right. But then the people who watched it told their friends, and then no one watched it.
No. No, but they posted a thing that was like 172 million or 172 billion watch hours on that movie or something. Oh my God. Like immediately. Yeah, they were like,
That's
Red Notice is the number one, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, yeah, because, of who's in it, but it doesn't mean it's a good movie.
Yeah. Why does The Rock have to be in everything? In everything.
I started watching Jungle.
Why wasn't he in Dune? He should have been Bautista in Dune.
No, that would have been. That would have been.
Do you know what I mean, though? They put him in everything.
But that's the point. Batista, because do you remember when people? And I'm trying not to sidetrack myself too much, but there was like some reporters or something that asked Batista about like, hey, would you ever do a movie with your counterparts like from WWE, like John Cena, The Rock, and like everybody else who's like now like a mega movie star? And Batista was like, no. He was like, no, I'm actually
there,
like,
done that.
He's like, I'm trying to actually like do, because he's
like
done Blade Runner and Dune, and like he's doing like classic, and like even Guardians of the Galaxy, like he's
so
killing
good
it. He's so good.
Oh my God.
But they put Jungle Cruise on Disney Plus. I tried watching it. I got like half an hour into the movie, and I was like, I don't care.
Yeah, I can't.
I'm like, everything about this movie is spectacular, and it looks great, and like they put a lot of money into it. But it's like as soon as you add The Rock, I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Because great, he's a nice person, and he's like super cool, and he works really hard. But it's like, dude, do you really like? You can't act. You are the same person in everything that you're in.
Yeah.
You're just doing this the whole time.
Yeah, the one eye.
Like, can you smell what The Rock's cooking?
Yeah.
Just go back to wrestling.
Yeah, I know. I agree. I do. I agree.
Yeah, I don't care anymore. So, no, I didn't watch Red Notice. But what I did watch was Ghostbusters.
How many times now have you seen it?
I've only seen it the 2 times.
Okay.
Because, so I went to the last time we podcast, I was going to the crew screening that night. I went to the crew screening, and I walked out of the crew screening slightly underwhelmed.
Yeah.
But I think it was because my expectation level was through the roof.
Yeah. There were some scenes you said too that didn't play out like you thought they did when you saw them.
Totally.
And that threw you off.
There was nothing, watching the movie, it was like sensory overload.
Right.
Sensory overload.
And anticipation on top of it.
Anticipation overload on top of that. So the first screening was like, my friend Anna, who took me to the screening, we both walked out of it going like, okay, kind of need to like debrief.
Totally.
And we both were like sitting there. She's like showing me photos from like behind the scenes when she worked on it that she could like finally show me because now we had seen the movie and like
the NDAs are up.
Yeah, NDAs are up. I don't have to. I can talk about anything.
Yeah.
It was just like, it was very overwhelming. And then I had the tickets for the Wednesday showing booked. Yeah. And I walked out. Wednesday screening, ugly crying by the end of the movie.
Aw.
Because I wasn't feeling overwhelmed.
Yeah, you could be in the moment.
I was actually able to like sit and watch the movie and like not be as like super critical and like and just like watch and enjoy it. Oh my God, that movie is so fun.
Good.
It's so good.
Good.
And the critics, I think that it's like right now like at like 66%.
Really?
On Rotten Tomatoes. The audience scores at like 95. The audience, dude.
You know why?
It made 60 million.
You know why? New critics. Like new generation critics that don't know. That's what I think it is. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's fair. And critically, they're kind of, I don't know. There was one Globe and Mail article that Anna had sent me that was like, I couldn't even read the article because it was locked under Globe and Mail. I had to like sign up. And I'm like, I'm not signing up to read this. But even in the title, it was just basically like, I'll sum it up. It was like, he said that the movie was dead on arrival. And then he was tearing it a new asshole. And I'm
Those
like,
are
how?
Big words.
Oh yeah. I was like, how is this? I'm like, how can this guy justifiably sit there and tell me that this movie is like terrible?
It's so bad. It's so bad, the power.
Did you go see it?
I haven't seen it yet, no.
For fuck's sake.
But it's the power that they have. Because someone's going to read that article and really be influenced by it.
Did you enjoy The Force Awakens when you saw it?
I enjoyed none of those 3 movies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You know where my heart lies? Rogue One.
Rogue One is a really...
I can't stop watching. I've seen that movie. It's actually right now paused at 38 minutes on my Disney Plus.
Oh,
I
nice.
love that movie. When I don't know what to watch, I put that movie on, and I'm like, I love this movie.
Rogue One's an anomaly when it comes to
100%.
movies because...
fair enough, yeah.
Seriously, like that movie is so good and it ties in so well to the original trilogy.
Yeah.
In like... just the craziest way.
Yeah.
Not to go off on a Star Wars
no.
tangent. The only reason I say that is because this Afterlife they kind of Force Awakens it.
Okay.
In a sense.
Yeah.
But it's done way better.
Okay.
Way, way, way better.
Yeah.
McKenna Grace, who plays
You said she's amazing.
Phoebe, yeah, like the little girl. It's her movie.
Yeah.
The whole, and it's funny, Krista and I left the theater after Wednesday, and Krista was like, if I had known that McKenna Grace was like the lead in that movie, she's like, I would have gotten a photo with her that day. Because McKenna Grace had come across the street to take photos with people in Crossfield.
Oh, damn.
When we were there, and Krista's like,
at that time, you're like, I don't know who you are in this movie.
Well, exactly. Krista was like, I should have got a photo with her. And I was like,
that's
yeah.
fair.
I'm like,
oh, man.
tried to tell her to do it, but the movie's amazing.
Oh, Krista.
It's, it hit.
I really want to see it. I don't care what anybody says. I really want to see it.
Yeah.
I
I cannot wait. Now I cannot wait for the 4K like Blu-ray release.
Totally.
With all of the deleted scenes, like all the stuff that got cut up, because there's a lot that's on the cutting room floor. It's a 2-hour movie, and there's like stuff that I saw that was shot that isn't in the movie.
Right.
So I can't wait for that. But
Totally.
Yeah, that's all I have this week. I wanted to keep it
That's
relatively
fair. Did
short.
you watch Tiger King 2? Are you a Tiger King guy?
We're on episode. We're just going into episode 3.
That's
we
fair.
watched the first 2. The second episode is all about Don Lewis and his disappearance again.
Right.
It's just kind of like, to me, season 2 just feels like it's just more of the same stuff, except now they're tacking on the fact that like the pandemic hit, and also everybody loves the show, and there was like that whole thing about the dude like trying to get Trump to pardon him, and I don't know. I haven't seen the whole thing. Does it get crazy?
No, it gets more interesting, I think, like later on when you like, because it's 5 episodes, so you're 2-3 in.
No, I'm 2 in.
You're 2 in. It gets a little bit better. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Because I was just kind of.
I'm not like here being a pro Tiger King guy.
Fair enough.
I crushed it over the weekend, and I was like, I found it to be interesting when in the last 2 episodes, we can talk about it later.
Okay.
But
Fair
yeah,
enough.
that was it. I only had the Calgary New Arena. They released the photos of that, of the proposed arena. It's finalized now. It's good to go. That was like 2 days ago. And man, it has been getting ripped apart online.
Really?
Because it's the same. So it's 2 companies. It's a Calgarian architect company. And then it's the same builder that did the Rogers place in Edmonton.
Okay.
So they finally released all like the photos, the final, and dude, I've been laughing on Twitter and stuff. People have been comparing it to like an eraser.
An eraser.
Like the long with the 2 colors
Yeah.
and like just, it's so not attractive at all. It's literally a square rectangle. Like it's
Is
a
that it?
rectangle. That's probably a side of it, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, anyways. So they were like, here, this is what we agreed on. This is what's going to cost us $680 million.
Yeah. It's not going to be. Honestly, whatever they build, I don't think is going to be as nice as Rogers Place.
No.
And
No, it already isn't.
I know.
It looks like, another Chinook Mall.
Yeah. I guess we'll see how that goes as they release more stuff.
But we won 5-2 last night. What?
Yeah, I know, and we lost 4-1.
Oh, you lost.
Oh,
I didn't
it was
see.
a horrible game. What game? We didn't have a game last night.
Who did you play?
They were in Dallas. It was bad.
Dallas.
Yeah, it was bad.
Stars?
It was bad. Anyway.
This is just something funny that I read. 40% of American kids think hot dogs and bacon are plants.
Plants. 40%?
40%. A new study has found that a significant percentage of 4 to 7-year-old children from the United States believes hot dogs, hamburgers, and bacon comes from plants.
What?
What are these parents doing to their children?
How? What kind of plant?
A team of psychologists asked children to categorize a range of foods, including cheese, French fries, bacon, popcorn, shrimp, almonds, and egg. The responses threw up a number of surprises, including that 47% of the 176 participants believed that French fries came from animals.
What?
Cheese was commonly misidentified as plant-based.
Oh my God.
Anyways,
Oh
I
my
was reading this and
God.
dying. I was like, we're doomed. We're doomed as a human race.
The States is doomed for sure.
We're doomed.
That is stupid.
Anyways, I won't get into it.
Oh my God, that is
But
stupid.
please tell your kids at home that cheese comes from cows and that cows are animals. And they also make ground beef for your hamburgers. So please, if you're a parent out there, just reiterate the fact that
If it has the word beyond in front of it, yeah, it's from plants. If it doesn't, it's animal based.
just crazy.
Oh my God. Thank you for watching this. Please go and subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Google, Amazon, wherever you get your audio podcasts, because we have our episodes up there. And we're obviously updating weekly.
You can get the links from our social media too. We have them in our link trees in our IG if you're having trouble finding it, just in case.
Also subscribe to the YouTube channel, because why not? We're super close to 1,000 at
Almost
this point.
at 1,000.
Almost at 1,000 subscribers. So yes, subscribe to the YouTube channel and look to the YouTube channel for like fun stuff that we do outside of the studio, in the studio, whatever. Where I make him eat really spicy
God.
stuff.
Wait
or
for
really
that
gross
video.
stuff. Yeah, I know.
Oh
the
my
hot chip
God.
challenge.
I did the hot chip challenge.
It was
fun.
awesome. But anyway, for this episode of the MP podcast, it's pronounced Mango.
Mango.
I'm Lincoln.
I'm ABomb.
We'll catch you next week.
Bye. Thanks for listening, watching.
Bye.